Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about a Warframe weapon concept for a Limbo themed umbrella weapon, just a melee weapon. And I saw this on DeviantArt a couple of days ago, and I think this weapon concept it's a really cool idea, and it fits some of the more outlandish, weird weapon design concepts in Warframe. And I think if DE sees this video, which it most likely won't, I feel like they might actually put this in the game because it seems like something they would make, because they make some unusual stuff. Now this whole entire video is based on a DeviantArt post by filtered-suliva, great name, and his artworks are amazing. Like they're absolutely just really good. They're really good artworks, and I'll put them up right now. But like as you can see, they've been scrolling for the past 10 seconds, and they are really really good. Like they're amazing. Like when I saw this, I just went through like heaps of his posts, and he did this really good. And they're not like just Warframe stuff. They're also, I've seen some No Man's Sky stuff, some No Man's Sky art. Again, like I don't know, people might get annoyed at that or say it's kind of stupid. But again, No Man's Sky does look pretty good, and some of the concepts in No Man's Sky are pretty good. So I don't know if you get annoyed by that, that's kind of stupid. But yeah, and some of his stuff, is just utterly amazing. Like it's not even game related. I think I saw a couple just concepts. Like I saw a demon one. This demon. That was pretty cool. And yeah, it's just really good. And I think my favorite one I saw was of an Archon Derelict, the Archon Derelict. That was amazing quality. That was really good. I really like the whole entire design of it, and I just really recommend that you go check them out, because the art I see in this, some of it looks like a DE concept artist would put out. Like they're just really good, so I recommend that. And it's just amazing. So I'll leave his I'll leave his DeviantArt page up in the description, and also to the Limbo artwork, which I've gotten this from, which I will put up right now to show you this before I even get in. This is the concept for the actual whole entire video, so just showing you that now. I might talk about it later. But yeah, so that's it, and I'll leave a link to that specifically in the description as well. So yeah. Okay, let's actually get into the weapon concept itself. Now, I think a weapon that is shaped like an umbrella is really cool, and a really cool idea, as there are so many different ways this umbrella could work, and how you could basically use this as a weapon. Like this is so many things, and and this thing about it, there's so many gimmicks you can do with this. Like it's an umbrella, like you can do heaps of things. You basically probably my favorite one is where you could basically have it so that if you have it saying if you're holding it specifically. If you have it equipped or something, you're holding it out. If you go and do aim gliding, it actually glide with the umbrella, and that would be really cool. Like that would look really cool, and you just gliding across the area look like Mary Poppins or something. And again, this gimmick that does kind of seem like an extremely stupid gimmick that actually kind of affects gameplay. It wouldn't be as good. One, because you won't be able to shoot with aim glide. But one thing I did think you do, because as I said, it's Limbo themed. So you can make it that you could make say something like how Limbo he's connected to the rift. You can say that this umbrella can transform you, teleport you into the rift for a short period of time while you're floating through the air. So and that would pretty much make you invulnerable for ages. And that would be a really cool idea. And anyone can use this other than Limbo, and that would be pretty cool. So what's his name? filtered-suliva. I know that. I'm just gonna say quickly. That is a great name. I love your name. It's absolutely amazing. I love it so much. But yeah, his original design for the umbrella was basically to make it basically a sword and shield, except a little different. Instead of having a shield up, and so when you block, you'll basically just put the umbrella in front of you. I'm guessing that's how it would work, and that would kind of block it. Because I think, as I said, it's bulletproof. So that's how it would work with the sword. You would block it, and then from what on the description he showed, you can check it out by going to the description, seeing the actual post itself. You would basically have little sharp points at the end, and you would basically hit people with that, and that's kind of weird, because in my opinion that doesn't make sense at all. That attacking animation and motion would be unusual. That wouldn't really work, because I don't know, it's kind of hard to connect. You could make it like a hammer kind of thing and slap it into people, but I don't know, it just kind of looks stupid, and it would look really flimsy as well, having an umbrella like that. You can make it a chunky umbrella, but again, that kind of looks stupid. Umbrellas kind of need to look light. So I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't imagine that. Like that kind of seems unusual. Just running up to someone. Like imagine you running up to a Grenier soldier and like trying to just like swing at him with it. It just doesn't work in my opinion. I don't know. It's it just looks awkward. I don't know. I just think using it as a melee weapon would be not the best idea. So that's why I have thought up my own version of the umbrella. And there will be a couple things that like from the original posters design of the weapon. Like I'll keep the Limbo theme because that's pretty cool. That's something I can't really take away. And also the shield. That's another thing I want to keep. That's a really cool concept in my opinion, and I think you can do a lot with that. Oh, and also I'll also be keeping in the aim glide thing. When you aim glide if you're holding the umbrella and you glide through the air, and then you also go into the rift for a slight time, so like no one can actually damage you. I'm also going to keep that as well. But the one thing I will be changing is that instead of being a melee weapon, it's going to be a primary weapon. Now, how this umbrella is going to fire is kind of like how the the umbrella shield does in the Kingsman, except the fire will won't fire like in the Kingsman movie. The umbrella can fire open. I won't be doing that. I don't think that's smart. I don't think that would make any sense. As I'll get into reasons why later into the video, but it's gonna fire closed. Like the umbrella thing is gonna be closed up. And it's going to fire like that. You're gonna be firing your hand like kind of like you're gonna be holding like a normal gun, and it'll be firing like that. So that's yeah. This is kind of stupid to fire like that. Now you can make the umbrella fire in any way. You can make it fire like a shotgun, or you can make it fire like an assault rifle, or even a slug rifle. That would be a pretty cool concept. But if it would have to be a long range slug rifle. It can't be a close range slug rifle, which I'll get later into the video as well. That will be pretty soon though. And you could make it like that. You could make up a whole new weapon type for it. You can make it I don't know. You can make it fire like completely differently. You can make like a dart gun. I'm pretty sure they might have one of that, but you can make it like a dart one, where you and you can make it sleep enemies. Again, you don't have to specifically do that, but you can if you want. And yeah, so you could do that. But I think having the weapon fire like an assault rifle. And would be or actually no, firing like an assault rifle or like a slug rifle. When I mean like a slug rifle, I don't mean like the way the SLR fires, like that kind of slug rifle. I don't really mean like that because that's not really a slug rifle. That's more of a grenade launcher. But I feel like a slug rifle that fires like a slug rifle in Battlefield 1. That one shotgun assault class shotgun that fires just a like really small area of fire. It has longer ranges compared to all the other shotguns. I think having a slug rifle like that, except has like fire has like a long. It's like basically like a shotgun except fires not as long as distances. That could work, but again it would be a lot more like a pellet instead of an actual actual shotgun like bullets going out in the air. I think you could get away with that. And the reason for this is in my opinion, it just looks a lot better, like aesthetically. When you look at the umbrella, like closed up in the way like the way I think it should be firing, because I'll get reasons why you want to be why it's only folded up with when you can. I'll get into reasons why I want to fold it up when it's firing as well. I was trying to say, but the reason for that is because aesthetically and it just looks a lot like if you look at the umbrella itself when it's closed up. It looks like a gun that fires like an auto rifle. It doesn't look like a shotgun. One, because it's very thin, and again, most of the auto rifles in the game, if they fire very slowly, like the Kark, they're very compact and small compared to other weapons. And so you could probably get away with that if we're talking about the umbrella. You could probably do that because it looks like something that would fire like an auto rifle. But again, like if firing like a shotgun, especially one of those like media like vehicle heck kind of looking shotguns. They're meaty, they're big, they're huge. When compared to the umbrella, it looks like it doesn't look like it can fire. Like if you same if you fire like the heck does, it jolts back up. The umbrella and like it jolting back up, the umbrella that wouldn't look nice. And also, the umbrella doesn't look like it can hold it doesn't look like it can hold the power to fire like a shotgun. Again, it could look like it could fire like a pellet, like a slug rifle kind of like pellet, like it does, like you can see in the Kingsman movie kind of thing. So I think you can get with a slug rifle, but I think I better would probably be assault rifle. And this is because for reasons I'll get in before. One, actually no, I'll say because it also kind of goes in with it kind of mixes with the other abilities that other things you can do with this umbrella, which I'll get into soon. and it just mixes in with it. It kind of just joins. It kind of joins together with its second ability. And this second ability I talk about is the thing that the original posters talked about before, which is using the umbrella as a shield, putting it up and like unfolding. Basically, how this works is that you will be firing, and saying you have a group of enemies coming towards you, like your Neo coming towards you, firing you. You open up the actual flaps of the umbrella, put it in front of you, and that will block it. You put up like a little shield, and you'll block the bullets coming in. But a little different from the actual original poster's design. If you read in the actual description, it says that the reason that the umbrella is actually blocking these bullets is because it is bulletproof. I think it's kind of stupid. I don't really agree with that. And then again, I just think it's kind of stupid. The thing being bulletproof. And I think a better reason, which I thought of, is actually it puts up when you open it. As again, it's Limbo themed, so it basically puts up like a little shield in front of you, so the umbrella, top of the umbrella, puts a shield in front of it, and so you can put it in front of you, and the shield will come up, and then that will block all the bullets. And also, it would basically make an extra barrier, so your teammates can also join in. So it's kind of like a teammate-oriented weapon. So you can cover for your teammates and yourself, and you're blocking bullets. And I think that's really cool. I think that's pretty cool. So basically, you have Grenier coming towards you. You walk over, open up the umbrella, face it towards the Grenier firing at you, and then you block it. You're blocking all these incoming bullets towards you. You're covering your teammates. You're covering the defense point. Because you're in defense. You're defending it as well. You're covering an area. Maybe you need maybe you got a choke hallway, and you need to cover it because to the enemies coming down. You pop it down, and you can't shoot at it. And I think that's really cool, and it makes a lot more sense than the actual umbrella. Being because the umbrella just being bulletproof. That's kind of stupid. And it doesn't really add to the Limbo theme. I think this mostly adds to the Limbo theme, making it so that it basically puts up a little rift shield, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, and it pretty much makes it invulnerable. It makes you invulnerable because you can't actually take damage because it's a rift. The bullets kind of just go into the rift. I'm guessing. I don't know. You can make a justification for that. And yeah, so you can pretty much do that. But the only problem is that you're like saying, so you got the umbrella border, and then the shield goes past that, covering your enemies as well. So you can make it that but again, the problem with that is that it's not a one way street. The enemies can't, if you saying your allies staying next to you, being covered from it, they can't actually shoot the shield because it's a rift. It's not a one way thing. It's a two way thing. If one side can't if bullets can't go through one side, bullets can't go out the other side. So that's one problem with it. Now, I think the shield should have no health, and I think it it should be indestructible. It can't be. I don't think it should be destroyed from enemy just shooting it continuously. I think it should be indestructible. And yeah, so I know you can. I just think it is kind of just. I think it'd be kind of stupid if it gets destroyed. I don't think it should happen. But I'm guessing don't really want players just standing there with the shield open for ages, defending specifically like a defense point, like in a defense mission. I don't think they really want players just standing with the shield open. So you can make it that the umbrella has its personal own little shield bar that will slowly drain when it's opened and go back up when it's closed. So you can do that if you want. But I think I think that it shouldn't have a health. I feel like it should be indestructible. Now, the reason I said before that the umbrella should fire like an auto rifle or assault rifle, as it's called in Warframe, is because shooting like that, because shooting like an auto rifle, at a longer distance, having the ability to shoot at longer distances, because as you can, most auto rifles, assault rifles fire at longer distances when compared to like a shotgun or a slug rifle. So you having the ability to fire at longer ranges is going to be very beneficial to something like like this, something like something where this is kind of more of a defensive weapon, as again with the shield, your second thing is to put up a shield. So again, it'd be very good to be like, I don't know, defending a point, putting it down, and then you see some enemies going up from the distance, and then switching to your fire rate mode and then shooting at them from a far distance. Because again, you can't really do it with a shotgun. I don't think a snap would work with this, and I don't think like a one shot rifle or a burst rifle would work really well. I think an auto rifle probably look aesthetically more pleasing than having a burst rifle. I think this makes a lot more sense. So again, I think having the assault rifle, having the umbrella fire like an assault rifle is pretty good for those longer ranges. And I also think that this the fire rate of this should be something like the Car's fire rate, because the Car's fire rate, it's very meaty, it's very slow, and it's good for longer ranges. Also same with the Soma, without any mods and like just starting up fire rate. I think it's also a pretty good fire rate that for this, or maybe a little faster. I mean, maybe a little faster than the Car, but again, you don't want it to fire really fast, because again, you don't want it to be really close range. That's kind of stupid. This is a more defensive frame, more of a offensive defensive thing. So again, I think that's what they should. I feel like they should put this on. So make it so like you can do it longer ranges. I don't know. I just think that's what they should do. Now, after me saying all that, a lot of people are gonna be saying, well, what's the point of adding this weapon to the game? The shield, if you do use it, will slow down the gameplay and movement, which we know is something very important to Warframe as a game. And the weird glide thing is just a stupid gimmick that again also slows down the gameplay. And the assault rifle part of the whole entire umbrella thing will probably won't be as good as compared to even just other auto rifles, and not even compared to other weapons like Tigris or Vehicle Heck. Well, in response to any comments like that, my answer would be the shield part of this weapon will be a good defense. Would be good in defense missions and mobile defense missions, because movement won't be that important in those kind of missions. And also, isn't it good to encourage other kind of like gameplay? There's different types of ways you can play the game other than being fast, speedy, and movable. You think you want to implement this crazy things in the game, because honestly you can. This game, they implement unusual things all the time. I feel like having an umbrella that you can use as a shield and also a gun isn't really that weird. And I feel like even if it's not that good, it doesn't matter, because again, it's still something people are gonna like it, and even then it's like the only argument you can say is that, they're taking off taking time off important projects to make this weapon. Well, who says that it's a bad thing for them to go build this weapon, to build something that people might like? Because I would want to use this. This seems like a really cool weapon. This is something I would want to use. So saying that it's used so the gameplay and that's why it's bad. That's stupid, because again, it's just adding another way people can play the game. Which, when I saw this game looked like something where you can play whatever way you want. They have like 27 different Warframes, something like that. I don't know the exact number, but that's and like each one is a completely different to the last, and that's so many ways to play. And I feel like adding like a shield, like adding like an umbrella that shoots things as a shield, I feel like that should be fine. I feel like just because it takes away movement doesn't make it a bad thing. I feel like it just kind of feels stupid. On the other hand, the glide is a novelty, and probably won't be useful outside of a couple of different instances and examples of like where you would want to use it, where you won't want to be damaged or something. But again, there's still uses for it. Like saying if you're a sprinter, you just want to like just glide away, get away from that, but also be invulnerable when you're taking damage. Well, there you go. Here's a little glide thing, and it's just there for fun. It's just there for people to have fun. Like as I said before, it's just there to add in. It's just fun, guys. There's no point in really complaining about that. It's just a gimmick. So, and for the final argument, just because the assault rifle part of the weapon won't be as good compared to other weapons, doesn't mean that we should doesn't mean it shouldn't be added to the game. Like there's so many other things that aren't good compared to high up weapons. Doesn't mean it should be used. Like the Karak Wrath, I love that gun. It's really good. It's really fun. It's really enjoyable. Nowhere near as good as other auto rifles, but I still use it. I still love it. I still like to use it. Just because it's not the best doesn't mean that you shouldn't use it. And again, you're saying it like you even say so, like you're saying it like it's not useful at all. Like it would be good in defense missions or mobile defense missions where you don't really need to move around that much, and you kind of want to have an auto rifle so you can take enemies down further back. So like again, why are you complaining? I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, it's just kind of stupid. I think they should be the company should be allowed to make weapons like this, make unusual, outlandish weapons. Like I have unusual. I have this is, and again, I haven't said this yet, but this is going to be like a little occasional series I'm going to do, where I'm going to give out little maybe I'll go into DeviantArt, have a look at concepts, or maybe Warframe, or maybe do some Warframe concepts or something, and come out with that. And I'll do this for a while, and just just giving, you know, DE some ideas to make outlandish weapons, to make unusual weapons, and people like this saying, "Oh, it shouldn't be added because it's not as good. It's not a traditional weapon. It won't be as good as compared to a shotgun, which is a traditional type of weapon." That's stupid. Like that's so. Do you know how stupid that sounds? This game should be like the DE should be encouraged to make outlandish, crazy, unusual weapons, and like I just don't get the idea that just because it's not going to be good like as a shotgun or those like traditional kind of things, like it shouldn't be out in the game. That's a stupid opinion in my opinion. That's a stupid way to think of things in my opinion. Like, come on, let them make unusual things and let these kind of concepts be out there and be added to the game. Like, it's not going to hurt you. Wow, I just ranted for that was for so long. That was a rant I shouldn't really have just talked about. I was talking about cool concept, cool umbrella concept for, you know, Warframe, and then I just started ranting about why people are so stupid and why they keep holding back companies like this. That's stupid. Again, I did it in one of my past talking videos. I deal with this, and yeah, I don't know. I just go off on tangents sometimes. I don't know. It's a little stupid, but I don't know. And again, it doesn't really matter. It's the end of the video, so I have nothing else really to talk about. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. And I'm not really good at ending things, so I'm just gonna abruptly say goodbye.